On behalf of Pride Live. Today we will be live on YouTube with artists like Sudie and Neta. Mariyea is here to sit down with us for a bit. We're going to talk about the legacy of Stonewall, what Pride Live is doing and why we're here. But we will be live. So lots of energy. Give us that Pride energy. We're a day away from Pride Month, but we're queer all year. So let's have a great time. That's us. We're going live. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Stonewall Day Unplugged. Stonewall Day Unplugged is powered by Google and Hudson Yards, and we are coming to you live from the Peak event space at the top of the edge. We are 101 stories above New York City today. I am your host, David Correa. I am also the executive producer for Stonewall Day on behalf of Pride Live. Pride Live is a 501c3 nonprofit that is dedicated to accelerating awareness and support for the LGBTQ plus community via social advocacy and community engagement. We do that in several ways. One of those is being here today for Stonewall Day Unplugged, and bringing us all here as we ramp up for Pride Month. Now, Stonewall Day Unplugged was originally born in 2020 out of necessity. Like many people, Pride Live needed to figure out a way to keep the conversation happening virtually, and thus we were here for Stonewall Day Unplugged. But there is much more to come. Why? Because on June 23rd, we will be live and in person down in the public gardens and plaza of Hudson Yards, celebrating Stonewall Day with all of you, hopefully, and all of you out there. And why we do this. Pride Live is, again, it's a 501c3 nonprofit behind a lot of incredible work. And one of the big projects that we are working on right now, and some of you may know this, some of you may not, is the opening of the future Stonewall National Monument Visitor Center. History. We're all a part of history. The Visitor Center will be housed, ready for this, in the original footprint of the Stonewall Inn. So the Stonewall that we know today only occupies 50% of what was the Stonewall in 1969. And this visitor center will occupy the remaining 50%. When you walk into that space, raw as it is right now, I'm telling you, chills no matter what. How did that happen? Well, it happened because two women of color, our founders, decided to defy odds, decided that history is what mattered, and decided that our community needed a home to gather. Those people are Diana Rodriguez, and Anne Marie Gothard. Please give it to, they deserve it over and over. And for everyone watching at home on YouTube or watching in the plaza downstairs, please, this work is so important, and these women have put in so much time and effort. As a queer Latino, I feel honored and privileged that I get to watch Diana work day in and day out to make sure that our stories are heard, that our stories are accelerated and elevated, and that our community, again, has a place to gather in history. That's our home. So, again, we're here for Stonewall Day Unplugged. I want to remind you, Stonewall Day is happening June 23rd in the public gardens and plaza of Hudson Yards. We will have folks like Angelica Ross hosting. We have the band Betty, which we have folks here. Mariyea, who you're going to meet soon. Mila Jam, and of course, Christina Aguilera is closing us out. And if you want to stay tuned and want to know what's happening with Pride Live and all the work that we're doing, you can do that by following us on all of our social channels. You can also follow us on our website, www.pridelive.org, for more information. Stay tuned with us, join the movement, be a part of history. Now, we got a great show for you, and we have a great artist that I'm excited to bring up. Coming to the stage to kick this off, because you're probably all tired of hearing me talk at this point, is a producer, a composer, a songwriter, a vocalist trained in classical, opera, jazz, musical theater, you name it. They are a mad scientist when it comes to creating their sound, and they're here to give us a great show. Everyone, please give it up for our first performer, Sudie. One more time for Sudie. Now, Sudie, before we kick it off, I told you I was done talking, but I'm not. You are an incredible artist. When I saw you perform and when I heard your music, I was like, that is the perfect person to bring to Stonewall Day Unplugged. You're your own one-person show. tell us about you as an artist and how you discovered your style. Yeah.
So I have always been doing music, singing ever since I came out the womb, pretty much. I was always playing on the piano, even though I didn't really know how to play. But I wrote my first song when I was about 4 years old. And then I got into a recording studio by the time I was 5. And then I was in front of a live audience performing when I was about 7. So I've been doing it ever since. Like you said, I have my degree in opera, but I've studied all kinds of music. I love it so much. And now I also help other artists develop their voices too. And yeah, I love it. I don't ever want to do anything else.
That's awesome. And then as another artist, supporting artist, and particularly queer artist, what do you hope that your music says to the LGBTQ community and those artists looking to find their own space?
So a couple years ago, I started on a intentional practice of self-love and discovering my most genuine and authentic self and the most genuine version of who I am. And creating music is a direct correlation to that. It's part of that. And I really enjoy creating ecosystems of sound that the listener can feel space to be their genuine and authentic self too. At least that's what I hope for, because I feel that way when I create music.
It comes off that way. Well, let's do it. I'm going to leave it to you. Everybody, Sudie.
Thank you. So I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about this first song that I'm playing for you. I'm so excited to play it for you. It actually is coming out next week as a single of my first full-length album. It's called Grease, and I hope you enjoy. Here we go. Stare out the window, wonder where the wind blows. Does it run through your long brown hair, blow in slow motion into your face when you turn to the right? Turn up the stereo, wish that you could go up in the air like the end of Grease, off to another planet with a lover that doesn't treat you right. 100 miles per hour, headed one direction with nowhere to go. Too late now, 'cause you're still a coward. Won't say no. You can't give me anything I need, 'cause you're so lame, boy. You make me feel so hopeless, hopeless. You don't give me anything I need, 'cause you're just a toy. You make me feel so hopeless, hopeless. Stare out the window, wonder where the wind blows. Does it run through your long brown hair, blow in slow motion into your face when you turn to the right? Turn up the stereo, wish that you could go up in the air like the end of Grease, off to another planet with a lover that doesn't treat you right. 100 miles per hour, headed one direction with nowhere to go. Too late now, 'cause you're still a coward. Oh, you can't give You make me feel so hopeless, hopeless. You don't give me anything I need, 'cause you're just a toy. You make me feel so hopeless, hopeless. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing that with me. This next song is a track from the upcoming album. It's called Home, and I love playing this song, and it describes so much of how I felt when I really gave myself room and space to accept every part of me, all the past versions of me that maybe I was, cringy or embarrassing or anything like that. I still now love every version of me and all the ones to come. So I hope that you love this and feel the love in this song that I'm giving you. Thank you. Take me home. Take me home to my house. I'll show you what it's all about. I wanna discover you. Take me home. Take me home to your house. 'Cause this is where we find out all the magic that we can do. Let's show each other everything. I wanna know your truth. My Thank you.
Give it up for Sudie. Give it up for Sudie. That was incredible. That was incredible. Congratulations. Oh my God, that voice. I was here for sound check. You kept it tight. Well, again, for everyone that's watching at home, this is Stonewall Day Unplugged. We will be back here on June 23rd at Hudson Yards in the Public Square and Gardens for Stonewall Day live and in person. I want to remind you who's going to be here. It's Angelica Ross hosting. We have artists like the band Betty, Mariyea, Mila Jam, Christina Aguilera, and many, many more. But today, we're here for Stonewall Day Unplugged, so that way you can just get a taste of what it is that we're doing. And what is Stonewall Day in general? Stonewall Day is a global campaign that elevates awareness and support for the Stonewall legacy and continuing the fight for LGBTQ plus equality. It's the signature campaign. It's the signature campaign for Pride Live and the official fundraiser for the Stonewall National Monument Visitor Center. The folks in the room and those that are tuning in for the whole thing at home, hi Mom, you will probably get used to me saying that a lot. Remember it, the Stonewall National Monument Visitor Center, housed in the original footprint of the Stonewall Inn. It's literally history coming to life. And Stonewall Day, change my cards. Stonewall Day is highlighted by an annual live stream concert, similar to what we're doing here, just a little different, a little bigger, because again, we're going to be downstairs in the Public Square and Gardens. And for those watching us from the Public Square and Gardens today, June 23rd, that's where we'll be. Now, I have good news and bad news. The good news is we're sold out. The bad news is that we're sold out. But that doesn't mean that you can't watch. Why? Because, like I said, we're doing a live stream version of the show. So you can live stream with us and watch the show via YouTube, thanks to our sponsors at Google, who have been incredible partners to Pride Live for so long. So let's tune in with us, follow us, www.pridelive.org, and all of our social channels. All right. Are we set on stage? Great. This is raw and unplugged, so occasionally you're going to see me talking to people that you don't see. We're lucky enough to have a performer that will be performing live at Stonewall Day with us today. This is a Brooklyn-based performer, a teacher, and a drag artist. You might have seen our next guest anywhere from The Shed to Joe's Pub, the New York Theater Workshop, the Soho Rep, the Apollo. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. Basically, anywhere that there is fabulousness, this next guest has been there. All right. Are you ready? Because I'm ready for you. Everybody, please give a Stonewall Day Unplugged welcome to Mariyea. Hi.
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? Good. Y'all looking good. Hey.
I'm so happy that you're here and
my
we're
God, me
doing this.
too.
I'm glad that we're not like just jumping right into what's happening on June 23rd,
Same.
that we get a little bit of a
little breather before.
little breather.
Because it's
More-
going to be here before we know it.
It's going to be here
babe.
before we know it. Speaking of June 23rd,
Yes.
you're hitting us the stage with all those people that I listed before. I don't think I need to list them again. Christina Aguilera, Angelica Ross, Betty, Mila Jam.
Right.
How are you preparing? What do you feel? What's happening as we head into Pride Month for you?
Oof. So see, the thing about this incredible lineup, I knew about Angelica. What I did not know was that Christina Aguilera was the headliner. So when I found out, y'all, I said, my God, we're doing a Pride gig. And I think I'm more than anything just really honored. Like Angelica and Mila Jam in particular have been two very formative like icons that I look up to and want to model myself after. So to be able to share the stage with them is a very humbling and grateful experience. And then Christina Aguilera, y'all, is Christina Aguilera. Like, what? So in that way, like, again, just gratitude. You know, like sometimes you think about your little 6-year-old self and what they imagined you would be doing. And this is one of those moments where I'm making little me proud. So really grateful to be sharing the stage. In terms of preparation, I'm trying to sleep. You know, but Pride is beginning, so there's that. I'm trying to stretch as well, and more importantly, just trying to make sure that I have the space to really enjoy it. You know, I don't want to work too much before this event because I really want it to be the thing that, you know, just makes me feel good and brings me joy. So taking our time to get there is how we're preparing.
And I'm not worried at all. A little backstory. One day, my boss, the incredible Diana Rodriguez, which I've called up before, and can we give Diana and Ann another round of applause? Ann is in the room now. Ann is our board president, and also one of those people that decided to defy the odds and make history happen, and why we're here today. So thank you to them. But Diana reached out and said, I saw this incredible performer, find them. And that was really, really where it ended. And it was not hard. I had a couple clues to go on, and people love you. Your performances are incredible. Yeah. You have such high energy. There's so much heart inside of everything that you do that I've seen. I haven't seen it in person, but I've seen the videos. And then when I went on this detective hunt, people were like, listen. Tell us about your artistry.
Yeah.
You're so multifaceted. How do you balance it all?
I do a lot. Some would argue too much. I think in terms of balancing, I'm learning this really important lesson, and a good friend of mine who's in the audience, Julie J, shout out Julie J, we've been having a lot of conversations about this idea of quantity next to quality. I think I'm a person who in past has tried to take on 50 million jobs all at one time. I'm a drag artist, I'm an actor, I'm a performance artist, and I teach. So in relation to all of these things, I think I'm constantly finding myself stretched too thin. And in that way, what I'm learning in my artistry is that rest is important. Taking time for yourself is really important. Being able to bring all of you to the things that you do is the thing that you should prioritize, rather than having 50 million things to do at once. So in relationship to my artistry right now, I'm really in a place of just learning how to prioritize the things that need all of me, and sometimes that requires rest. Sometimes that requires learning how to say the word no. I'm not good at saying no, a skill that I do not have, but we're developing it. You know, it's a muscle. We're flexing it. And that to say, I'm just really grateful more than anything to be able to make a life as a freelance and working artist. You know, when you're a child and you have these dreams of grandeur, you don't realize that a lot of them can actually come true. So in relationship to my artistry right now, in learning how to rest and take breaks, I'm also learning how to be gracious and grateful for little me who has only had the opportunity to dream of something this big. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. Oh, that's so sweet.
The Pride Live organization is really a family, is what I've learned in the time that I've been here. And we're happy to have you a part of the family.
So honored to be a part.
The work that we do is so important.
Yes.
Especially now.
Yes.
We're seeing a record number of anti-LGBTQ bills. A lot of them around gender affirmation.
Yep.
A lot around drag performance. I think what's shocking to me is how extreme the language, though, around these bills is getting.
Yes.
And how does that make you feel? And what can we do as a community to make the difference?
Yeah, I love this question. So I proudly identify as a Black trans woman. Yeah, we could snap for that. And snap to the women who made this possible for me to stand on this stage and say that. More importantly, I also identify as a human. So I think something that is crazy to me in relationship to all of the bills being passed and the language being used is this idea of just trying to separate humanity so far apart from each other. You know what I mean? What I found in myself as a Black trans woman, I would not be able to find if I was not a human first. So this idea that whatever your gender marker or your sexuality is should be something that determines how you should be categorized in this world is insane to me. And I find that insane solely because the very basis of existence is learning how to connect with people who most often will not look like you and come from where you come from. And it would be one thing if the bills were trying to make existing as a trans person, as a drag artist, easier. But they're not doing that at all, right? They're making it much more complicated. And I think I'm personally not surprised at the rhetoric and language. I think being faced with this idea that humanity can exist far beyond our imagination is something that's really scary to people. I think that trans people and drag artists and queer people are a representation of all that we could be far beyond our imagination. And while that seems very easy to hold as a person in this body, I'm recognizing that people who don't identify in that way are terrified at what it means for us to show the world that we can be all that we want to be and so much more. So I think my sheer existence as a Black trans woman in this world is to show other people that all you have to do is be yourself. And the world is going to make it very, very, very challenging. However, the more that you can find the courage to push back against that, you're going to inspire somebody else to be able to do that for themselves. And I think that's really important.
Absolutely. And you kind of answered my next question, but I think we can delve a little bit into it because it's so important to talk to the young people that are still trying to discover themselves, especially in areas of the country that they are unsafe. So what is your advice to a young queer person who looks like you, who may identify as you identify, but still hasn't found their voice or their safe space?
Yes. This is my favorite advice to give. Take your time. I'm going to say it again. Take your time. I think on this journey of me transitioning, something that I've really learned is that I am in no rush to get to any destination. And more often than not, I don't have to worry about my journey looking like a destination because the journey is what's most important. And we live in a time where it is so hard to be non-binary and gender non-conforming and trans and not feel like it has to look like a specific thing or that it has to exist in a specific way, right? And I think as a young person who may be queer or trans or questioning what that looks like, know that you do not have to rush. Know that your journey is your own, regardless of what this world may try to tell you. And the more time that you could take to just get comfortable with who you are at the center of who you are, the easier it'll be to just navigate all the craziness that may come with being queer and trans and non-binary. So take your time is my first advice. My second advice is find community. as quickly as you can. Find the people who look like you. Find the people who may think like you do, whether that's a Facebook group, an Instagram group, whether that's Tumblr, if Tumblr's still happening. I love Tumblr. Whether that is, finding people within your community, whatever that may look like. You do not have to go through this journey alone. And as queer and trans people, we're often taught that isolation is the only way to find yourself. But I don't agree with that. Find people who can help you feel at the center of who you are. Take your time and find community. Y'all are so sweet. Oh my God.
This is a great. Can the audience give it up for the audience? Does that happen?
Give it up for yourself.
Now, Stonewall Day is a global campaign that elevates awareness and support for the Stonewall legacy. And we are opening, I'm going to say it again, the Stonewall National Monument Visitor Center, where history was born.
Yes.
What can people learn about those that came before us? And unknowingly, and you alluded to this in one of your responses before, unknowingly, those people that made it possible for the two of us to sit here in conversation on top of New York City.
I think what we can learn about all of our ancestors and the people who came before us is that this world is ours to make of it what we want to make of it. I often think about my ancestors and my ancestors and my ancestry, and I think in just trying to meditate and connect, I'm often met with this idea that the only thing that they want for us is to exist in peace, in joy, in freedom. So I think I'm trying to actively make a daily practice of just making my existence for myself as easy as possible, because I know our ancestors didn't have it as easy as I have it to be able to sit on this stage and say proudly that I'm a Black trans woman. You know what I mean? There was a time where that was not possible. So, yeah, seriously. And I think the thing to learn from our ancestry is like taking the possibilities that we have now and propelling them so much forward, or far forward than where they are now. You know what I mean? Like to grow up in a world where I could see not nearly as much as we deserve, but could see more access of like a trans person on my television or my Instagram, a non-binary person who is pushing against any kind of gender norms. To have that access is like a dream come true, right? But it's not enough. It's not enough. We're still in a time where like children are being pulled from their families solely because they identify as trans, right? So what does it mean for us as a community to learn that while we do have access that our ancestors may not have had, there's still so much more work to be done. And the thing to learn from them is just pushing it far more forward than what we think we have to. Until we are in a world where a trans and non-binary person can wake up and not have to worry about their safety, we are not doing the work that we need to do.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you, David.
Everyone, Mariyea is going to be with us on June 23rd down in the Public Square and Gardens performing alongside, do I have to say the names again?
Please do, just so they know.
Angelica Ross, Christina Aguilera, Betty, Mila Jam, Mariyea. Thank you
so much, David.
All right, we are going to keep it rolling. I'm going to come down here and get out of the way because it is almost the moment we've all been waiting for, and I'm trying not to fangirl because I am a really, really big fan of this next performer. I've been a fan for a very long time, so you are in for a real treat. Robert's going to give me a thumbs up of when I can take over the stage again. But this person rose to stardom after her 2018 Eurovision win and the success of her single Toy, which accumulated hundreds of millions of streams since its release. She also just released her version of the Dead or Alive classic, you may hear it today, You Spin Me Around, which she recently performed in front of millions of people at the Eurovision grand finale. She also may have just announced her world tour with some US dates. And she is poised to drop new music any minute, some of which you all at home and you all here are lucky enough to be able to get a sneak peek. I'm thrilled that she's joining the Unplugged in the Stonewall Day family. She's going to blow the roof off of this place as soon as we're ready. And I guarantee you will be asking for more. She loves her nails almost as much as I love her. She is the CEO of Talent. She is an incredible voice. She comes with all the drama, all the flair, and she also gives the best hugs in the world. And I'm not a hugger. Y'all ready for me yet? All right. So this is it. I'm going to come up here so I can get a good old Neta hug. Oh, I said her name. Please give a Stonewall Day Unplugged welcome to Neta. We're going to step over here. I'm going to ask you a couple questions. I won't keep you long. I've been lying to them all day.
Sorry, my facts are open. 1 second.
Doesn't she look great?
Thank you so much.
All right, so let's talk about it.
Let's.
I'm a fan, but your music does resonate with the LGBTQ plus community. And I think a lot of that is because you're so unapologetically who you are.
Thank you.
Have you always known who Neta was? Or how did you discover and find yourself?
Well, I say this a lot. I grew up in Nigeria. I was very lucky to be in an international school. And in my school, there was a girl from Namibia, a girl from Nigeria, a boy from England. And we were 6 kids in a classroom. And we were very lucky to be growing in a very happy environment and in kind of a way that physical differences wasn't a thing. Each and every one of us was a little firefly. And when I came back to Israel, I came back to a situation where there's 40 white kids in a classroom, and all of a sudden you discover you're the fat unibrow kid with the accent. That is also very sensitive because I'm used to speak my emotions. And when kids target weakness, then you're labeled, and that's it. And for years and years, I was turned down until the moment I realized that I'm missing all the fun. Sitting in and being in disconnect with my body isn't going to disconnect with myself. I thought I was unworthy of love. I was unworthy of leading. I was unworthy of just having good friends. And when I realized that through music, and music got me to a community, which I found myself in, and that's when I actually understood that when you receive love, you step away from darkness, and when you give love, that gives you even more light, and that was it. I guess. Thank you.
There are probably a lot of young up-and-coming artists who are following your journey. What's your advice to them?
Well, the world kind of taught me from a very young age that it's me against the world, right? And for a very long time, I had these defensive mechanisms where I needed to really fight to get my vision out. And when I grew in this industry, what I realized is that it's not what it's about, to get your vision out clearly. It's more in finding partners and creating something bigger than yourself. my creation so far has been growing better and better because I allowed myself and allowed other people to step into my world and to change it. And I'm very lucky to have amazing partners. And the more you release and the more you communicate, the bigger the stuff that you will make.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. No, partnerships are huge. And you're now
Thank you.
joining this family, a partner in this effort for us. We're here today creating awareness, bringing visibility to Pride Live, to the Stonewall National Monument Visitor Center, and all the work that we're doing to get that off the ground. Why was it so important for you to take the trek across the globe, literally across the globe, to come be with us today?
I feel like in this era of technology and social media, our memory is growing weaker. And history is such a crucial part of life. And the blood that is on the floor for us to be who we want to be, it cannot be forgotten. And if we sleep on light, then people might take it away from us. Darkness might crawl under the carpet and just take it away. I believe we live in this kind of this cancel culture era, this punishment culture era, which is making us to leave people in the dark. I know that I repeat the dark and light metaphor, but I see it. I see us doing this the wrong way. What I believe we should do is, this is why I love Gay Pride Parade so much. This is why I think this cause is unbelievably important, is to invite people to the party and to tell the story. If we leave other people in the dark, they're just gonna stay in the dark, and then it will get everywhere. I truly think that this is, that love is the solution. I see this happening in the most smallest places, and it can happen in the bigger places. We're stepping into a very dark time. We're stepping backwards, and I'm so afraid, but I'm also very, very hopeful. Events like this is what should be more on the table. That's it.
Well, thank you. It's artists like you who lend your platform to communities to be able to tell their story. Thank you for being here with us today.
Thank
it means
you.
the world. I want to let them have you now. I'm jealous, but I want to let them have you. What's next for you before I let you go? Anything you want to let the folks know to stay tuned for?
Well, I'll be singing a really, really new song, unreleased piece today. I'm very, very stressed. It's my poppiest song so far. It's almost out of an AI generator. It's so fun. And I hope that you like it, because it's very happy. And I'll just be jamming, and I hope you'll be vibing.
All right. Well, I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna
I
give
can't wait
them.
to see you on tour. Go on my Instagram. Any Tito's stuff. Kidding.
Everybody, give it up for Neta.
So, I actually made an experiment I didn't make an experiment. I made an experiment in my mind, because this is touch screen, and I wonder if it works. It works. Lucky for me, I get to keep the Mugler gloves. Okay. So the next piece is going to be really difficult to perform. I'm using basically a looper here. Just gonna sit in my position. My looper basically records everything I do or say until I create a playback. So I'm gonna get my headphones on. That's a chopper effect. Let's do it. Can I have the key again? I just can't get you out of my head. You and me is all I think about. I just can't get you out of my head. You and me is all I think about. I just can't get you out of my head. You and me is all I think about. I just can't get you out of my head. You and me, but I just all the shit you said, all the shit you said, running through my head, running through my head, running through my head, yeah. All the shit you said, all the shit you said, running through my head, running through my head, running through my head, yeah. All the shit you said, all the shit you said, running through my head, running through my head, running through my head, yeah. All the shit you said, all the shit you said, running through my head, running through my head, running through my head, yeah. In your head, zombie, 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 dust in your head, in your head, zombie, zombie, freestyle. Get you out of my head. You and me is all I think about. I just can't get you out of my head. You and me is all I think about. I just can't get you out of my head. You and I just can't get you out of my head. You and me is all I think about. I just in your eyes, dust in your head, in your dust in your freestyle. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, moving on next is a song that a guy broke my heart this year, a douche that didn't really love me back. And all this, like, you know, personal growth and like loving myself, I thought I was invincible. And then somebody just like that made it go away. And it was very new for me. And I tried very, very hard for a very long time to find a way back. A really small visit to my nail artist made me kind of gain back power. I don't know, it's really weird, but also I'm that kind of girl that it's very difficult for me to say kitschy stuff because I always needed to find my niche, the thing that made me special. It seemed fun to write a love song, a heartbreak songs, and say, I love myself, not say I love myself, but to say I love my nails instead. So here we go. Can I have the key again? Okay. Wait. Okay.
Pretty hands scratch your back, they give you chills. Coochie, coochie, ooh, all on my nails. I've wasted my tears getting over you. I've been deep into the blue. I've been deep into the blue. Stupidly wasted the peak of my prime on you. You would never love me like I love you. You would never love me like I love you. Baby, I don't care 'cause I love my nails. I love my nails. Oh my God, I can't stop looking at myself. I don't know about you. I love my nails. I love my nails. I love my nails. Pretty hands scratch your back, they give you chills. A coochie, coochie, ooh, I love my nails. So I'm drowning in desire. I can start a fire, but you would never come for me, honey. You would never come for me, honey. Down where the fears and my doubts only pilot up. I'm feeling all alone. I'm feeling all alone. But baby, I don't care 'cause I love my nails. I love my nails. Oh my God, I can't stop looking at myself. I don't know about you. I love my nails. I love my nails. Pretty hands scratch your back, they give you chills. Coochie, coochie, ooh, I love my nails. Thought you were the same, but now I know it's in me. I don't wanna love ya, I don't wanna love ya. Wash you out with water, baby. I love my nails. I love my nails. I don't wanna love you or nobody else. Now coochie, coochie, ooh, I love my nails. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The crowd here is incredible. I'm having such a. I hope that you can hear it at home. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, the next one is the new one. It's gonna be maybe difficult to perform, but you're such a wonderful crowd. Seriously, I'm having the time of my life here. I am, and this song. Wow, I'm excited. This song is a debut, actually. But you don't really debut anything today because you tease it for months on TikTok, right? This is what you do. You have to really drip it into the mind so it grows, and and then you have to cut it out in surgery. I'm sorry. Send the bill later. Okay. Hímale. Hey, you could. Okay. You could have been my. Okay. Sorry. You could have been my everything. All I wanna do is give you everything. Baby, stop the clock, go back, I want everything. All I got to go and mess up everything. I'm sick of your drama. I'm sick of your lies. I'm sick of your laughing. Whenever we fight, we try to be honest. You know that I try. But I'm out of options, and you're out of time. Feeling passive aggressive, so I'm texting my exes. Tell me why am I surprised you didn't care? Were you thinking about me in the threesome without me? Hey, I'm talking to you, are you even there? You could have been my everything. All I wanna do is give you everything. Baby, stop the clock, go back, I want everything. No, you had to go and mess up everything. You could have been my everything. All you wanna do is give you everything. Baby, stop the clock, go back, I want everything. No, you had to go and mess up everything. Oh my God, don't let me walk away. Tell me once, show me twice, don't let the fire fade, no. Oh my God, you're giving me nothing, you're giving me nothing. Feeling passive aggressive, so I'm texting my exes. Tell me why am I surprised you didn't care? Were you thinking about me in the threesome without me? Hey, I'm talking to you, are you even there? You could have been my everything. All I wanna do is give you everything. Baby, stop the clock, go back, I want everything. No, you had to go and mess up everything. Stop, please, now. Give me everything, boy. Don't get me wrong, I'm not the cop, don't mess with me, baby, and you should be missing. Baby, please. Baby, stop the clock, go back, I want every single day. Everything. Baby, stop the clock, go back, I want every single day. Everything. That was everything. Thank you. Thank you. Did you like it? Well, first of all, this was written by Zara Larsson and AJR. Baba Bing and me. It's the poppiest thing I've ever did. And I've done stuff that are puppy. But, when I let my guard down and I let other people in, this is what I was saying, it creates something that is bigger than you. And I'm really excited for this to come out and grow. Thank you for being like the best crowd listening to this. Thank you. I will get better in performing it. The next one I'm going to do is a song called Dumb. Dumb is a B-side that I released to CEO, and I feel that I'm connecting to it more and more now that I'm out in the dating world. There is so many obstacles that I have to overcome. I just, when somebody is just amazes me with how amazing he is, I get dumb. I just get dumb. Okay, so here we go. feel so dumb, dumb. Sorry. It just happened. It just happens. This is me being done. This is your effect on me. Okay. Hey boy, listen. You make me feel so dumb, dumb. Hey boy, listen. You make me feel so dumb, dumb. Hey boy, listen. You make me feel so dumb, dumb. Hey boy, listen. You make me feel so dumb, dumb. Hey boy, listen. You make me feel so, feel so, feel so, feel so, feel so, feel so, boy, listen. You make me feel so dumb, dumb. Hey boy, listen. You make me feel so dumb, dumb. Hey boy, listen. You make me feel so dumb. Hey, I got a liquid brain, leaks out my ears when you say my name. I got a GED and a PhD. When you speak, it flows down the drain. You tell me parlez-vous français, baby, I don't really parlez-vous français. But when I see you, I wanna dip in my parfait, yeah. Will you be my lover? I wanna tell my mother. Think I found my perfect and you fill my mouth with water. You make me feel so dumb, 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 dumb. You make me feel like I'm not thinking, not thinking, not thinking, not thinking. You make me feel so dumb, 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 dumb. You make me feel so dumb, 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 dumb. Now I'm going dizzy. Stop before you come near. 'Cause every time you whisper it in my ear, my belly going dear. Whoa, I did not know my head is slap and my feet are in the snow, melting everything from my eye to my toe. Pick my brain, baby, pull out the dough. Will you be my lover? I wanna tell my mother. Think I found my perfect and you fill my mouth. Will you be mine? I beg, I cry. You make me feel so dumb, 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 dumb. You make me feel like I'm not thinking, not thinking. What you fuck sound make me feel so dumb, 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 dumb. You make me feel so dumb, 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 dumb. You make me feel so dumb, 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 dumb. You make me feel so dumb, 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 dumb. Hey! Guys, thank you so much for today. If you want to know my number, you have to listen closely, because I'm going to tell you my number right now. Okay, are you ready for this one? Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you back at home. The next one that I will be doing, because we're running short on time, is the one that changed my life. I couldn't not do this, okay? I couldn't not do this. You know, my relationship with the song. Or you don't. But it's complicated. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna do this the traditional way. Ouch. La. Ouch. Ouch, 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 look at me, I'm a beautiful creature. I don't care about your modern time preachers. Welcome boys, too much noise, I will teach you. Pum pum po, pum pum po. Hey, I think you forgot that I played. My teddy was running away. the back of your son don't say, hey, 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 hey. My son wants to see me alone when I'm taking my Pikachu home. You're stupid just like you're smart. Wonder Woman, don't you ever forget. You're divine and he's about to regret. As I bug up, nothing, bye. Bug up, nothing, I'm not sure. Bug up, nothing, fuck a rock, back out the door. I'm not your toy.
Not your toy.
You stupid boy.
Stupid boy.
I'll take you down, I'll make you expert.
Dancing with my dog.
I'm the motherfucker beat, not your toy. Say, oh no, yeah, I need a poop out. You're going to play, no beef in the boy. I need a poop out. You're going to play, shit. Oh, waiting for the ring game. Oh, money, man, bling, bling. I don't care, but you stay for, baby. Pum, pum, po. Pum, pum, po. Wonder Woman, don't you ever forget. You're divine and he's about to regret. I'm not your toy.
Not your toy.
You stupid boy.
Stupid boy.
I'll take you down, I'll make you expert.
Dancing with my dog.
On the motherfucker beat. I'll take you. Wait on me, now boy.
I'm not your
I'll take you down, I'll make you expert. Dancing with my dogs on the motherfucker beat. Look at me, I'm a beautiful creature. I don't care about your modern time preachers. Not your toy, not your toy, not your toy, Thank you guys. Celebrate love, spread light, honor history, and show up. Bye. Thank you so much, guys. I hope.
Thank you, Neta. Thank you, Neta. Now we have some housekeeping stuff to do. Not really housekeeping, just let's wrap this thing up. Thank you all so much. Thank you to the incredible audience that's here with us today. Thank you to everyone watching on YouTube. Thank you to our partners and sponsors who made all of this possible. We have to thank Google who made this live stream come to life. So thank you, Google, and everyone watching at YouTube. And to our new partners here at Hudson Yards, who opened their doors to us today and on June 23rd so we could be here at the edge, on the peak, at the tippity top of New York. We're so thankful. Follow us, Pride Live Official, on Instagram, www.pridelive.org. And if you'd like, you can text REBEL to 243725. You can donate, support Pride Live, and the journey for us to open the Stonewall National Monument Visitor Center. Again, I'm David Correa, your host for today, and I hope to see you all, and if not, I hope you're tuning in on June 23rd for Stonewall Day down in the public gardens. Thank you.